Dominic Nietzsche steps out. Nacho Barbero in. And having a player like Leo Fernandez at the table, somebody who's aggressive, somebody who's playing so many hands, it really changes the dynamic of the entire table.
Oh, every time you change a player out, put in a new one, take someone away, the dynamic changes tremendously. But it's the extreme players who change it the most, and Leo Fernandez is one of those players who's on the edge.
This is interesting. Terrence Chan raises with the 10s. Sullivan gonna just call with the 9s.
I like that play because if I'm Sullivan, I don't really want a 3-bet with my 9s, because then if Chan puts in the big 4-bet, I probably have to fold, and I don't get a chance to see the flop and maybe flop a set.
Guillen calls with King-Queen. Barbero with the 9 to 5. Call a Dolly Park.
Well, he's in pretty bad shape there with the 2 9s in the hand of Sullivan.
What a 9-5-5 flop.
Well, that would definitely cause someone to lose a lot of money.
Not quite. 6-8 deuce rainbow. Both Sullivan and Chan with overpairs. Barbero with a gut shot.
Wouldn't be surprising to see a bet and a raise here, and that's probably going to get rid of Nacho Barbero, even though this has been a really good flop for his horrible starting hand.
Well, we got the bet. Sullivan decides just to call, though.
Yeah, pretty conservative play. I would tend to raise there with 9s because I want to knock out the players behind me who could easily have overcards and hit one of those to take the lead against my pair of 9s.
Horrible fold de Nacho Barbero. No sé para qué defiendes el big blind con una porquería mano como 9-5 offsuit para foldear un gotshot en un flop tan dry.
Needs a 9-ball corner pocket.
Ahí Nacho tiene que mínimo pagar.
At this point, 2 outs in the deck. I'm really surprised Nacho folded. I mean, if you're going to call to see a flop with 9-5, why would you
hasta el comentarista que no tiene mucha idea de qué está hablando lo está diciendo.
Especially on a rainbow board. Queen of spades on the turn.
Terrence check.
Over to Sullivan. Sullivan bets 600. Pretty standard.
He's betting half the pot. Very common bet size here. Chan is calling exactly what expected. That's why he checked. In case I'm behind, I'm going to lose less. In case I'm ahead,
y ya me acordé qué mano es esta. Esta es una mano que juega muy mal. Juega mal Sullivan y Chan la juega bien, solo que acaba teniendo el resultado equivocado, acaba perdiendo el que la juega bien. Sullivan apuesta value bet en el river. Es un muy mal value bet. Es un jugador super tight y está queriendo sacar value de que en par de 8 es demasiado thin el value bet y no tiene la imagen ni de chiste para hacer ese value. Y Terrence Chan, si no me equivoco, foldea su mano. Dándose cuenta de eso, de que es un jugador que está jugando super tight, está en scare money, no se espera nunca y aparte sabe que no va a estar apostando ni un 6, ni un 8, ni nada. Entonces, y se completó 4-5, sube es muy importante, 4-5 sube que tiene double gotshot, se completó en el river. Entonces, foldea Terrence Chan, es un muy buen fold y es un muy mal value de Sullivan. Completamente sin idea de su propia imagen, ni idea de qué rangos debe estar haciendo ahí value. Alcón dice que qué opino del raise que sugiere el comentarista con 9. Es horrible, el comentarista no tiene idea qué está diciendo.
Here we are at the LAPT Team Pro Challenge. It's been a very exciting run. And of course,
es hacer overplay con tu mano.
Play over and over again on the TV, and I love tournaments, but there's nothing like a ring.
Well, you're mostly a ring game player, David, so that's why you love it so much.
Well, Humberto's a guy that I used to play with quite a bit when I lived in Costa Rica. The other Latin American pros, they're not as well known to me. Some of them I was able to play with in the tournament, but I am not that experienced in the LAPT for the last couple of seasons. This is sort of my first one. So it'll be interesting to see how the top pros in Latin America are able to play.
El fold es correcto, el fold de Terrence Chan es correcto. Lo que pasa es que Eric Sullivan no está, digamos que no estaba muy consciente de, es decir, era un value bet, no era un bluff. Y entonces está haciendo un value bet y está foldeando mejores manos que la tuya. Es un mal value bet.
Most of them concentrate more on tournaments, and I concentrate more on cash games. So I think that I have a little advantage there.
Nico, first tell me how you're feeling.
Good, calm. After the bat beat that I suffered at the final table, I already got over
Recuerdo que
it.
esa vez, en ese mismo LAPT me hicieron una entrevista en portugués.
And today you're playing at this table. What difference do you find between the Latin American Poker
Y estuvo
Tour
bien
and
difícil,
this
pero lo
LAPT
entendí.
Here you start with a minimum of 200 blinds, so you have to play really deep.
Entonces, el comentarista es, sí, pues es gente que tiene idea de póker, pero tampoco
So I'm in the big
son
blind. Pick up
muy
jack
buenos.
nine.
Pero están, bueno, los argentinos también estaban medio.
I call.
See a flop, right? Flop comes.
Queen 10-8.
Range.
Aunque me acuerdo perfectamente.
The other guy bet
Three
eh,
times the pot. How much?
en esa mano que yo tenía el set de doces,
And I check.
los argentinos, el comentarista en
I
español,
call. I got the nuts
que se
straight.
llamaba Garompón, que era un fish reg bastante malo, muy malo. No estoy usando el término fish reg a la ligera, realmente seguramente era perdedor con mucho dinero. Pero él menciona que era un mal race y en su momento yo dije así que está completamente mal, está mal Garompón. Obviamente tengo que ser race ahí con set, por bla 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 bla. Pero conforme han pasado los años, le doy la razón a Garompón. Tal vez no era tan malo y solo estaba adelantado en su tiempo. Lo de Kaiser dice que es value, apuesta por valor. Sí, está apostando por valor. Está apostando por valor y está foldeando manos mejores que él, entonces es una mala apuesta por valor. Realmente ahí el que se equivocó fue Eric Sullivan, no Terrence Chan.
Blind still 25.50 with a $5 ante. As we said earlier, in a ring game, the blinds do not escalate. What are the differences between ring games and tournaments, are there?
Well, another big difference too is the tilt factor.
Es como la
When you're in a tournament, and you
décima vez que hablan sobre la diferencia entre torneos y
but usually when you
cash.
use a big pot,
Ya.
you're out of the tournament. So you
Quedó
can't
claro.
hurt yourself with that negative emotion.
Leo Fernandez decides to straddle. And explain to our audience exactly what a straddle is.
A straddle means that you are voluntarily putting up some blind money. Everyone has to pay the small blind and the big blind. But when you straddle, you're putting up some more blind money, and you're doing it of your own free will.
Guillen's going to re-raise that blind straddle. With ace queen makes it 300. Back over to Leo. Leo re-raises to 1,025.
Causfon dice, quizás fingiendo un value es cuando le haces creer que tienes mejor. No, eso no está fingido, o sea, está intentando. Es un value, o sea, Sullivan está apostando para que le
So both of them knows that
paguen manos peores. Ese es el objetivo de su apuesta, no está bloqueando. Entonces fue un mal value si estás foldeando mejores manos. Porque no está consciente de su propia imagen. No es un mal value para todos, pero para él sí. Él no puede apostar un par de nueves en ese river. No le va a pagar manos peores nunca.
Well, it does buy you last action. In other words, Leo Fernandez got to make the last decision pre-flop. So he paid extra.
Leo, ya por fin el jugar cochinadas lo está metiendo en problemas. Creo que esa fichota, esa ficha que estaba abajo eran en 1000. Sí, cierto, esas fichas que apostó Leo como una fichota y dos
Because if there
encima.
wasn't a queen on the board, he would have had a
Y esa
chance
ficha
of
es como
winning.
verde con naranjas de
Right
1000,
now,
eso sí me
he's
acuerdo.
never going to get rid of Angel Guillen, and he's going to have
Eran
to
más grandes que los demás.
That's it.
Angel Guillen just moved all in for nearly 25,000 American dollars.
Ángel va
Well, he
hace
moved
Don
in for
Betty va
less,
all in.
but really he moved in for less because he has more chips than Leo Fernandez.
¿Cuántas fichas tiene Leo?
And Leo calls.
4,000.
There it is. Leo calls. He only had 4,655 American dollars. Makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, I mean, that was, if you're going to raise him at all, then all in was the only thing that made sense. Angel Guillen knew that he probably had the best hand, and he figured, let's just try to get it all
Tan
in
horribles
there.
los lentes de él.
Leo has nothing to fold.
Critican tanto mi penal, nadie critica los lentes de él.
Leo needs a 5 to win, a queen or a 3 to chop. A deuce is not going to do it. And Leo Fernandez.
Ya le costó jugar porquerías.
That's the charm.
Obviamente está horrible hacer ese
Still
Don
felt,
Bet
there's
call.
no chips in front of him to cover that felt up. Of course, he can rebuy, which I'm sure he'll do. And that's one of the big differences too.
Cuando dice mal Sibet de Leo, ni siquiera fue Sibet, fue Don Bet, si vi las posiciones bien. Sí, Ángel es el... ¿Le pasaron el botón? Ah, no, Ángel era el estrado, no.
Let's take a look at how the players are doing. Well, this is how many blinds they have. Angel Guillen with over 500.
Leo ya perdió un chorro.
Over 400. Leo Fernandez just over 100. Definitely playing deep stack poker.
Con dice el flop, digo, no es que Leo no hizo el raise preflop lo hizo
There's
Ángel.
obviously some exceptions out there, but most of the time people have 100.
Leo subió la apuesta, o sea, le subió preflop. A ver,
I
ese
used to
rato.
play no limit hold'em cash games years
No
ago.
me fijé.
Well,
¿Hizo tribet preflop?
There's battle with ace
A
queen.
ver, Ángel hizo raise a
Back over
300.
Leo. Leo
Ah,
raises
ok.
to 1,025. And these two
Bueno,
players
es un
have
culo. O sea, si estás haciendo tribet con Queen a 5 suited y te quedan.
no, they know each other well.
pair.
¿Hizo
Ian
tribet
in
de
control with
cuánto?
top pair, top kicker. Action on Leo. And why exactly would a player
No es un necesariamente mal
Well, it
tribet.
does
Podemos
play
hablar de
the
rangos de,
In
para
other words,
defender tu
Leo
top pair y
Fernandez
demás,
has to
pero
make the last decision
sea,
pre-flop,
no es necesariamente un civet, pero tampoco es
but he
como que
got
sea
that advantage.
súper importante.
And Fernandez?
Y obviamente una vez que le hacen
probably
raise,
gonna have
no
to-
puede
Ago,
foldear
I
a
would
romper.
come in with 1,000 big blinds.
If you're going to
Pero
play
bueno.
that deep, what kind of hands do
Lo
you
que es
want?
horrible es el tribet
What
preflop.
kind
Que
of
uno
hands
está
do you
haciendo
want?
tribet preflop con Queen a 5.
Well, really, you're going to play the player more than the hands. But the hands you want are the ones that can more easily make the nuts. So you want small pairs, medium pairs that can flop a set. You want suited aces and suited connecting cards so that you can make straights and flushes.
Y
It's harder to win a
que
big
en
blind
Berlín, ese cómo se llama, esa serie de
with just
póker.
one pair or two pair.
Póker After Dark, otra. O sea, las dos de cash que conozco, bueno, hay varias, Aussie Millions y demás, pero las más conocidas son Póker After Dark,
Original raise of
High Stakes Poker,
What about a hand like King
ese
Jack?
Aussie Millions que
I hate
que
that.
digo ahorita.
I mean, when you're this deep, that's a hand I often just look at and then immediately throw it away, no matter what action I'm facing.
It's funny, a hand like King Jack offsuit might have a lot of value.
Nicolás Fierro
30 big blinds.
de Chile,
Like
siempre está en los
300 big
LAPTs.
blinds deep. Nothing.
Exactly, it's a completely
Es
different
bastante
situation.
decente como
And
por el
now a
torneo,
hand that
tengo
looked like
entendido.
gold if you were
Aunque no he
playing
jugado
a
mucho,
four-handed
mucho con
in a
él.
tournament with very few blinds
Ángel
It's
ya
like
empezó a escupir
nothing.
fichas.
when you're this deep in a cash game.
What do you do if you're Fierro here? You have position on Guillen. Guillen's got you covered. The original raise was from Guillen, the 3-bet from Fierro, and now the 4-bet from Guillen.
Well,
No, bien,
certainly
son
it's
horribles.
a
Forbet
scary
con
hand
todo
in
su
the
que
spot,
sí está
but I would
haciendo
probably just put it
costoso.
all in.
Necesitas tener una mano
Well, Fierro decided just to call.
horrible. No tienes blockers, no tienes jugabilidad
I would
post-flop.
rather shove there, but he is in position, so it's not a bad play to see a flop. Hopefully it's safe, and this one looks as safe as it could be for two queens.
5-3-5, couple of clubs.
Civet pequeñísimo, que no necesariamente está mal en un board 3-5-5.
He makes very small
Pero no,
bets.
Ángel no lo está haciendo por balance completamente y
Don't know
sizing
how
y
often
tío.
he bets this small,
Lo hace
but
más bien
that
porque está
really is
acostumbrado a hacer
giving
ese tipo de
signal of
sizing,
great strength in the
torneos y demás.
Fierro just calls.
En ese
once
momento
again.
no se conocía
If you're Fierro,
tanto
what do you do?
al respecto de sizings en tribet, en forbet pots y demás.
Well, I'm putting him on a good starting hand since he not only raised but also four-bet me. But that still includes things like ace king and ace queen and stuff like that. Pocket pairs like jacks, tens, nines, eights. So all those things are still in his
El
range.
que dice que Tito dice gusto
Fierro
robusto.
just
Según yo lo
decided,
cambié.
I'm just going to call this guy down to the
Calle
river
en
no matter
televisado.
what.
Guillen bets
No
1,100
estás mal, tú.
American dollars. Fierro deciding what to do.
And this is another very small bet. It's not much more
Estás
than
mal tú.
1/4 of the pot.
Otra vez apuesta Ángel un cuarto del pot. Cuando ya te jugaron el flop, tiene 0 fold equity en otro.
Well, you
Creo.
never know anything at a poker table, but I'd be shocked,
Contra un jugador sólido.
especially for these two small bets.
Fierro
Why-
calls.
Well, I hope he's planning to call the river no matter what comes.
Es un spew total de Ángel.
4 clubs. Would complete a flush if Guillen was going for that. Obviously, we can see he doesn't, but Fierro doesn't know that.
Yeah, I mean, the 4 seems like a really good card until you see that it's a suited in the clubs because of the flush potential. But Angel Guillen finally going to give
Yeah,
up
he's
on
happy.
his bluffing.
The odd thing is, if Guillen was bluffing, and obviously we can see he was, why bet so small? That small little bluff was never going to work.
Well, that kind of small bluff only works in two situations. One, you think your opponent might have a very weak hand, and therefore any bet's going to get him to fold. Or
Los
if you
comentarios
have a
no tienen
history of
idea de
betting
sobre
small
sizing.
sometimes when you
Pero
have the
en
nuts.
esa época en general el sizing no se
Doing it again,
hablaba
you
tanto al
lay down
respecto.
for your small bet. But Fierro gets away with it. He throws out a bet. Angel Guillen, the bluff is unsuccessful, and he loses some of his profit.
Spew total de
over to
Ángel.
Nicholas Fierro.
¿qué? Tenía armado.
El que vende pancho,
Pero la pregunta es si tienes full.
No, es porque tenía
Nacho está pendejeando a Ángel ahí así de ¿cómo? ¿Para qué le preguntas tiene mano? Obviamente tiene mano, te flotó, te pagó 2 calles y apostó el River.
Encontró el fichito que le grafiaba y dijo, lo dejamos grafiar. ¿Tenías algo?
Kaiser dice que pagó, ¿por qué pagó con el Rey 5? Estaba comiendo. Sí, él había. Hizo triveta 1000, o sea, había unos 2500, apostó otros 2000. Sí, había, en el pot había ahí 3000 y tantos y tenía que pagar 4000. Está completamente comido el tonto, pero.
American Poker Tour. It costs $200, and there are 8 women that are playing. Hi, my name is Roxana. I play online a lot. I play about 7 hours a day, and I have come here to Rosario for the grand final. And I call.
Johnny dice que el bet en el River con Queen es para qué. Es close. Pero me imagino que Ángel normalmente apostaría el River con ases y reyes. Y no haría mucho check raise en ese Ronald que no es tan bueno. Ese Ronald no es súper bueno para el rango de forbet. Entonces me imagino que está muy seguro que Queen es la mejor mano. Entiendo tu argumento, puede ser, es medio thin el value bet y contra ciertos oponentes muy bien balanceados puede ser esto check en el River. Pero no con cómo se está jugando ese cash game, probablemente no juegan.
The thing is that poker games are a macho environment. The first time that I sat at a poker
Dice
table,
hasta
we were all men, and I got
hasta el que vende panchos se dio cuenta que tenía mano, le dice Nacho Ángel. Sí. Es que qué pregunta.
Welcome to the zone. It's not a place, it's a state of mind, of being. You can see, feel, sense everything. Everything. He knows what cards you have, just as surely as if he was looking at them. You want to find the zone? You put in the hours. Play the hands. With more tournaments and more players, you'll find it at pokerstars.net. Learn and play for free at the world's largest poker site.
¿Cómo pintan a Daniel Legrand en sus alas? Sabe lo que tienes. Te está leyendo la mente. Cuando en realidad lo que dice es, te dice según lo que la mano que tiene y de por sí paga. Y cuando le muestran los ases, sabía que tenías ases, pero aún así te pagué con un par de reyes.
He does not play, but I'm pretty sure this Mexican will. Christian De Leon raises it up to 175 with King Queen offsuit. Leo decides not to play. No thank you from the Argentinian. Over to Han El Guillen.
I haven't seen too many of these hands that Leo Fernandez didn't play.
It's a man who does not like to fold. Nicholas Fierro, pocket threes. What kind of hand do you like in a deep stack game?
I like that one, pocket threes. I like small pairs because they are so easy to play correctly after the flop. If you don't flop a set, even if there's no overcards because you have something like a pair of eights, you still aren't excited about it. You're still not going to go broke with it. But if you do flop a set, you know you almost have to have the best hand, and now you can play for all of those chips in that deep stack.
Barbero re-raises to 850. Back over to De Leon.
Irónicamente, el que peor se está viendo en este cash game es Terrence. Bueno, no hizo un muy buen fold con As Queen, pero se vio muy mal foldeando los 10, aunque fue la jugada correcta. Y se vio mal con ese Rey Queen contra Nacho. Que bueno, ese es semi-cooler, aunque Nacho le dio todas las oportunidades del mundo. Si esa mano era foldeable, Nacho hizo todo lo posible para que Terrence foldeara, pero no la foldeó.
Here is the flop. I would have won the bet. Ooh, there is a deuce, though. Deuce, 6, jack. And of course, this is the problem with pocket threes.
¿Por qué se emociona por el 12 el comentarista? ¿Qué importa?
But that's all right. You know what? He can fold here, and you know he's lost a few $100, but it's no real disaster. So that's the nice thing about this hand is that you know.